I want you to listen to this music for a second. Listen to how pleasant and non-threatening it is. But deep within this song lies a dormant and sinister evil that a billion Hail Marys couldn't absolve. This right here is the soundtrack to hell itself. Let's take a trip to Gohome Cavern. You know, if I was going to make videos about levels that suck, though I'm not sure how long I intend to make these videos for, Gohome Cavern was definitely getting its own video. Creepy Forest was just a warm-up. I needed to build up the courage for this one. The turning point in Plok, where an already challenging bastard of a game makes the jump to Dante Must Die levels of difficulty. At least with the Creepy Forest, you could skip the level, legitimately or not. But Gohome Cavern, you're going through this level no matter what. The forest was short. It wasn't very challenging. It could even be exploited. It wasn't horrible. Just a bunch of level ideas and stuff I felt weren't very good at all. Most any percent speedruns of Plok opt to skip the Creepy Forest. Not even the tool-assisted runs of Plok could skip Gohome Cavern. Some speedrunners consider this the run ender.
And this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest run ender in the entire game.
It's probably the longest level in Plok too. It certainly feels like the longest. After you get past Creepy Crag with its surprise logs, forking paths, and freakishly large bees, there's 2 more stops before the Rocky Fella fight. There's this level with even more surprise log bullshit. The Pickford brothers have a terrible sense of humor. And the latter half of Plok is just the Pickfords repeatedly kicking you in the testicles with golf cleats. But in the words of the immortal Duke Nukem,
I've got balls of steel.
So do your worst. Yeah, this game makes you do some stupid shit later on. The vehicle sections in the flea pit range from "this isn't so bad" to "fucking end my suffering now." But it all starts right here in Gohome Cavern. You begin in this little space with these dudes that come out of this purple pot here. They're just the same dudes from Ploktown, the site of my great buzzsaw massacre that left no survivors. I honestly thought I had killed all of you. I guess when they realized that all their loved ones have been reduced to piles of meat, they became rightfully vengeful. The way you would normally kill these dudes, without the screw attack, is to punch them twice. Once to send them into a state of shock, then a second hit during this period to kill them. It seems like they came prepared for war this time. They have shields so I can't punch them in the face, so now I have to punch them from behind. I like to throw a punch in a way so it boomerangs into them from the back, and when they turn around from the shock, you're in the perfect position to hit them again. You have less than a second to score the next hit, so you have to work fast. And you have to deal with one of his buddies throwing projectiles at you, like a silver sonic boom or something. Kinda looks like a giant toenail when I zoom into it for a better look. Somebody in the comments will probably tell me what they actually are, but I'll still say you're wrong. They drop an invincibility gem, which you use to jump off the spikes to progress. You could just say fuck it and jump on the spikes at the expense of your own health. Probably not the best strategy here in my opinion, because, you know, it's Gohome Cavern. You get up here and you're introduced to targets with feet on them. Before there were targets that triggered no matter what limb you threw at them. And Creepy Crag has targets that can only be triggered by using your arms. And you would lose them until you found a wire hanger. But these targets require you to sacrifice your legs. You have to navigate this level without your legs. How do you walk without legs? You just bounce. It could be worse. It could be the mood training from Earthbound. Let's hope they don't take my mind next. This is something I've never really seen in a video game before. Imagine if Miyamoto made a level that broke Mario's legs, and he has to somehow crawl to the end. I don't have an image of a crippled Mario on my hard drive to show you. Why would I? But Plok is a tough bastard. He doesn't need feet to fight as long as he has his fists. He's the master of acrylic. A hoarder of flags. He's Plok-tastic. They really put 2 of those sons of bitches here. One of them has a shield. We're so screwed. Oh, and one more thing. You need to slide down and let go of the D-pad. These spikes are low enough that if you bounce, you will hit your head and take damage. And Plok gets some crazy momentum when he slides. Blast processing was a lie. I'ma be real with you. Combat without legs sucks horribly. especially when the terrain is curved and you can't help but slide. You can't really stand still here, and you're always bouncing because it's the only way you can move. What the hell did I do to deserve this? Creepy Forest is starting to look like paradise by comparison. Even the game straight up tells you, losing both your legs makes life difficult. So when you either punch out these dudes, or just hop over them, or through them because fuck it, we go over here, and there's a bunch of flea eggs and 2 targets. And what do those targets do? Besides taking your arms away from you, it dumps all those flea eggs on top of you. I mean, you could hatch all the fleas and fight them with no legs. But why the hell would you? You'll get your legs back soon, and you'll be able to fight them proper. Don't torture yourself any further than you need to. You don't need to be the Black Knight from the Holy Grail.
I'm invincible!
But hitting the targets reveals these hidden beehives. These aren't like the ones in Creepy Crag. This is another tool in Plok's arsenal, because having boomerang limbs and a screw attack wasn't enough. You get your very own hornets to do your bidding. You summon them and they target whatever enemies in your path. The man lives alone, collects flags, and is best friends with hornets. Why can't we make video games like this anymore? So after you figure out your way around these dudes here, because this level does love to make my life hell, you get to the gaps, the last stage of amputee hell. Now we get to navigate these gaps with no legs. Sounds like fun. And because one of the level designers said this level didn't suck enough, we have to deal with these fish too. We've seen them before. They spit stuff at you and you have to punch them to stop them. More annoying than difficult. Even worse without legs. You have to dodge this crap without legs. This level really doesn't stop giving, does it? Bounce up, punch a fish, or summon a hornet. Make it to the next gap, repeat. I slide Plok down the side before I make the jump to guarantee that I can clear it. That, and this bounce isn't exactly convincing me that it can make it. And look, at last, our legs are finally here. The worst part of this level is finally over. Now collect this buzzsaw here and get some justified payback. This is why I spared the fleas before, because now I can bring them down and handle them in my own homicidal way, or I can summon my insect friends to do the job and watch them die a slow, agonizing death.
I will guide you to a world of anguish beyond your imagination!
That's the second time I've referenced Snake Eater while talking about this game. 2 more than I was anticipating, really. At least there's no 3-minute ladder scenes in Plok. I do have to give the Pickfords credit for trying something unique with Plok's mechanics. You can do all kinds of stuff with this little red bastard. He's got an amazing gimmick that probably could have been explored much deeper, but just because you can, doesn't mean you should. I did give the Creepy Forest a lot of shit because it really wasn't that much fun. Again, it wasn't a hard level. It was just questionable ideas one after another, and it wasn't executed very well. Not the worst level in Plok by any stretch. But Gohome Cavern. It started out as a Saw movie in 16-bit form. In hindsight, this probably should have gotten the video instead of the forest. It's just that I really did not want to revisit this level. That alone should tell you what kind of level we're dealing with. This is usually where 8-year-old me would hit a brick wall, shut the SNES off, went to sleep, and tried again the next day. And since there was no way to save your progress, it was back to the title screen with this game. This was after I grappled a bit with the Creepy Forest, and child me thought the worst was over when I beat it for the first time. But no, it was only the beginning. But Gohome Cavern was somewhat smooth the rest of the way. It becomes a traditional platformer towards the end. That's right, after traversing this whole stretch of land forward and backward, this level still isn't over yet. And I kind of feel like the latter half is a bit redundant. It doesn't add anything, it's just more level. But at least I don't need to be Lieutenant Dan for the entire level. The buzzsaw was a nice reward for the hell I've been through, and it cuts your backtracking time down significantly. Yeah, you have to backtrack all of this on foot. Isn't this level fun? But killing defenseless fleas is something I can never say no to. They're the reason I'm down in this shithole in the first place. Of course I'm gonna watch them suffer. If you do die in this level though, it sucks. How much does it suck? It sucks harder than the actual level itself. You don't have to kill the fleas again when you die. They stay dead. But you have to kick these targets again. And you have to traverse this whole entire fucking level one more time. If for some reason you fall down here, you either land on the previous floor and have to climb back up, or you land on the spikes and die. And it's back to the beginning. You could be at the flag. You could be at the very end of the level. Freedom is within your little red hands. If you die here, well... at least put some kind of checkpoint or something here. This is a long level, people, and I'm amazed the Super Nintendo could pull off a level this large in scope. A 2-tiered level with tons of ground to traverse. No transitions and no Act 1 or 2. It may be technically impressive, and the Fallen Brothers, again, have put out another banger, even if the song is exclusive only to this level. But yeah, that first half was not fun in the slightest. I'm sure there are gamers who played this game and didn't get much further than Gohome Cavern. I'm sure there are gamers who played this game and didn't even get close to reaching Gohome Cavern. Only the strong can survive in acrylic. I've spent enough time with this game, more than I am comfortable admitting, so this level isn't that bad to me anymore. I'm at a point where I can beat the entire level in no time. I once dreaded this level. Now I feel like I've conquered it. This game broke my perception of difficulty. It molded me, like the darkness molded Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. But just remember, it could always be worse. Much, much worse. Man, I gotta play something else.